Well, tonight we're learning more about the heroic efforts to free a pilot from his mangled plane after it crashed in Spokane Sunday afternoon. Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Nadine Woodward. That single-engine Piper Malibu lost power and went down between Sprague and Trent on North Erie Street. Both Spokane police and bypassers braved leaking fuel to pull the pilot from the wreckage. And that's where KXLY4's Jeff Humphrey joins us now with a look at not only the possible cause, but also he has more on the two men who, Jeff, risked their life to save this pilot.
And Nadine, even though it has been more than 24 hours since this crash, this scene still reeks of jet fuel, which may actually be the wrong fuel for this particular aircraft. So much gas was coming out of the plane, it was actually flowing down the gutter of this dirt road, but that didn't stop first responders from jumping into action. The pilot had just flown into Feltsfield from Canada and had to check in with U.S. immigration officials before heading any further south. We know he had some lunch here at the Skyway Cafe, and several sources say he gassed up his plane for the next leg of his trip to Stockton, California. However, just seconds after taking off to the west, the tower heard the pilot, Michael Clements, radio out a mayday, and then the Piper Malibu went down.
Apparently he possibly clipped his wing up on the railroad tracks over there and flipped and was actually upside down against the ground here.
And that's what made freeing the pilot so difficult. Clement's head was pinned against the roof of his crumpled cockpit.
I didn't even know, but Sergeant Vigasal was already inside the aircraft behind the pilot's seat, which was upside down, and the pilot was hanging from his seatbelt upside down with his head crunched against the ceiling. While witnesses like Curtis Neal tried to knock out a window to give police an escape route, officers figured out they could remove the pilot's headrest and give themselves a little more room to work with. And at that time, Sergeant Vigasal reached up with his knife and cut the seatbelt, which released the pilot, and we were able to get him down and into a flat position, and as best as we could, we carried him from the downed aircraft position to the grass over here. Sergeant Crane also spoke with the pilot's adult son, who is a paramedic in Alberta, Canada. That gentleman said that his father likely picked this railway viaduct for an emergency landing because he didn't want to endanger innocent people either on Trent or Sprague Avenue. In the meantime, the National Transportation Safety Board is investigating whether or not the wrong type of fuel or contaminated fuel contributed to this crash, although, Nadine, their investigation is just getting underway. Reporting in Spokane, Jeff Humphrey, KXLY4.